If Jonathan Hickman's East of West were a meal, it would be a heaped plate of science fiction with a side order of the supernatural and maybe a little religious iconography for dessert.
That, my friend, is a very hearty meal.
Isn't it though? A little bit too hearty at times, if I'm honest. For as good as this book can be, it can also be a bit overwhelming.
True enough there, sir. We're confronted with a world that split off from our own when a comet hit the Earth during the American Civil War, and when three men handed down an apocalyptic prophecy known only as the Message.
But this isn't just an abstract prophecy of the end times. This is a series of steps for bringing about the apocalypse, as carried out by a group called the Chosen, and by 4 very real horsemen of the apocalypse.
Well, 3 horsemen, as it turns out, because Death has quit his job after falling in love, leaving famine, war, and conquest just a little bit ticked off.
Yeah, and as far as that goes, it's fairly straightforward. But then you have the contrast between the Old West frontier and the super advanced towers of the powerful. You have robot horses that shoot laser beams out of their neck. You have politics and superstition and sentient eyeballs. For me, this book's strength can also be its weakness. I mean, there's just so much going on.
Well, that's to be expected with a Hickman title.
Yeah.
I mean, this is high-end sci-fi with a lot of facets to it, and I'm really glad that I chose to read it as a trade rather than following issue by issue, because it gave me the time to really get in and enjoy the mad, hectic pace of it all.
Okay, but I felt it was a bit rushed. I mean, what's there is great, but it feels like it takes place over a compressed amount of time.
Sure.
I mean, for example, Death finding his lost love. That would have had more impact if it had taken a bit longer. We would have gotten more context. I mean, again, what's there is great, even if it is a bit hectic, and it looks fantastic throughout.
Yes, now I'm glad that you said that, because for me, Nick Dragotta's artwork almost steals the show here. The artwork is as beautiful as it is brutal, with both gorgeous vistas and vicious violence rendered with equal skill. Where the plot can feel overwhelming, the visuals are always clear and incredibly effective. I'm going to wait for the trade before I keep reading, but I am certainly going to keep reading this. It's a buy from me.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you there. As you say, it does look amazing, and when it comes right down to it, I would much rather a writer's reach exceed his grasp than to read something without ambition. Now, this is a very ambitious book, and I am giving it a buy. If you're looking for some groundbreaking sci-fi, you could do a lot worse than East of West.